Told him I ain't selling it for nothing less than lavish. Beautiful rising, y'all. How y'all doing today? You already know what's up. It's your girl Jessie. I wanted to come back again with a new topic. I've actually been realizing a lot of insight, a lot of things that have been reflective. And before I get started, I want to say thank you to all the people that watch my videos. I truly appreciate y'all. To the people that support me in all ways, I appreciate y'all. Even if you just get through 30 seconds of this video, I appreciate y'all for real, because it shows me that my words have value to outer sources. I know my words have value to me. I could sit and ponder on what matters to me all day. But when it comes to other people's perspective, it's a beautiful thing when someone can sit down and listen to your whole point of view. 9 times out of 10 is because that person is aligned with you. Today I wanted to talk about success and what that looks like to people, but also how my mindset of success has shifted and what it is that I desire. So to start off, I remember just being a child in Miami, growing up with a lot of cousins, a lot of family, and people that, just didn't necessarily see themselves. Like, it was a whole bunch of people that I remember, for example, myself, and I like to speak on myself, but my energy that I talk about, I would say that everyone in some category or caliber would experience the same thing. It's just how you react to it is everything. The way that I've always reacted to just experiences in life is always being more open, always being willing to receive objectives or things that may uh, not necessarily align with my point of view, but just see their point of view. And as a Sagittarius, I remember growing up just starting with just animals or just other living beings in this world and just studying exactly what makes them tick. It took me to go into like even up to college. I was gonna say middle school is when I really started diving deep into myself and understanding just the logic of how things work in this world, and also just in my being, like coming from Miami, being raised in Little Haiti, being raised in North Miami, but being raised in a lifestyle where they don't want you to know that there's more. Even now, I truly believe that there's more just because I've seen the capabilities of just taking a risk and trusting faith and seeing more to life. So I know there's a lot more, even just ways of living. It's an easier way to live, and a lot of people live that way. And it's not saying that life is easy, but an easier way to live means waking up and not having to worry about money or worry about what anybody thinks. That is literally an easy way of living without having even to manifest any shifts. But when you think about these things in your head and things start to manifest and things start to take form in the direction of what you manifested in your head, right? How does that affect people on the outer? Well, one thing about me is like, even with my poetry, people will always find something to tell me about my poetry. Because for one, when I'm writing, I don't have any boundaries. I don't have anything that made me feel like, oh, I shouldn't say that, because if it rhymes, that's the clearest divine connection to know that that's exactly what should be there. And I've used that same process for over 4 or 5 years now, like in a strategic aspect. I feel like writing has always been a talent for me, but with that form of craft that I use to express myself, in my early 20s, I found that, a lot of people don't like when you talk your shit. Like, either they become intimidated, they become judgmental, they can see your flaws, which 9 times out of 10, they only see it because they have it themselves, but you're showing it by just speaking. I see people where this guy, Kevin Samuels, keep on coming up because I didn't know he was making videos before, he was professional business attire looking, and before he had that set up, he was doing videos talking about certain things, and even the way that he talked about the subject matter, it shifted. And so with that, There's always going to be flaws in the way that you express yourself, but those flaws are so magical. Those flaws are so beautiful. Like, I sit there and think about what I do. I know there's a lot of people that can say, "Oh, she's not a tarot reader, but she uses tarot cards." I just want you guys to understand that everything that I do is divine, divinely orchestrated, divine and divinely orchestrated, because these tarot cards were gifted to me by the universe. So who would I be to not use them and not really take advantage of the opportunity that I have to have a deeper instrument, right? So writing was a different instrument that allowed me to tap into deep emotions and express and connect with people in a creative way. And with all these aspects, something that I always recall is someone feeling like, that mindset or the way that you go about what you're doing is wrong. So it just makes me think, what is truly successful? Because every successful person, billionaires, millionaires, even just six-figure earners, I can guarantee that there's someone that matters to them that can come and tell them that ideally what you're doing is not right. Or they could show you that it's not right because they could, separate themselves from you, or they can do so many things to kind of make you feel as if you should question what is in your divine path. And for all those people out there that want to show something to the world, even if it's just your work, even if you don't necessarily have anything to say and to be on camera, I just want to say, for someone that feels comfortable and willing to express themselves fully on camera, I just, I will always keep that confidence, because it's not about necessarily doing it for anybody beyond myself. To prove to myself that development is worthy, to prove to myself that my mindset is worthy, to prove to myself that any investment I'm making towards growing is worthy. And like I said, you gotta fall down to actually be going up them stairs. You falling down, that's not an easy staircase to wherever you going, whether it be up, down, wherever you feel like you want to evolve to. All I would say is, as a human, if you're not evolving to anything in this time and period, you fucked up. If you're not growing towards anything, like if you literally in the same place on any level that you've been like 6 months ago or a year ago, frankly, you're fucked up. And as I was pulling my cards yesterday, it's just so strange because I usually try to just worry about myself. I like to connect to myself. But there was definitely a moment where I literally was pulling cards or just shuffling cards, and it started out in a good vibration. And then as I started to speak on just energies and just saying how I feel and the things that I experienced in that day, I was picking up on so many other vibes. Like, I don't know who those cards was picking up, but at this point, it got so uncomfortable that if you watch that video, I cut it off rather than trying to express. And it's not until being in the shower later that I have a revelation to realize that I was pulling those cards because I was seeing that, yeah, when I pull these cards, I may be thinking I'm pulling the same card, but it's a possibility for me not to pull the same card. There's a possibility for me to tap into whatever energetically I'm on. I'm tapping into that energy in the cards. And literally, it was scary because I was seeing all the karma. Like, I see all the karma that one may face. And I can tell right now, because I faced karma, never karma that didn't make me better. Everyone is on a karmic cycle. Everything that you experience in this world is a lesson, and that's karma. How your karma is displayed to you is just depicted off of the type of person that you are. So I experienced karma, things that I feel like I couldn't have got out of, and I experienced that by myself. That has developed me into a being, a spiritual intel being that is willing to express dimensions that people don't tap into. I tap into a lot of dimensions of understanding, but just in this human body. And through the flaws, through the karmic lessons and things that at that point I felt like I don't know why it was happening to me, I was able to gain insight to make me readily available to talk every day and express something in a detailed way. And today, in regards to success, success is failure. To be successful is to have failed multiple times, but people don't want to fail. What is failure? Failure is when people coming around telling you about yourself and you know in your head that's not what you are, And then you have to you have to acknowledge or take accountability of the fact that that person was able to perceive you in that light because of just how you represent yourself. So whether that means becoming more clear, or whether that means literally just being who the fuck you are, like, people could perceive the cold in my throat to be something that's deeper than what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I have no control over it. But am I going to allow the cold in my throat to stop me from expressing myself? No, because it could be as simple as my perspective to think that I have this cold in my throat to make me feel like I shouldn't express myself. And that's one thing about successful people as well. Success is a mind state, and it has nothing to do with dollars. I guarantee you, and I'll make another video talking about it when I have the millions, but a millionaire can still be on the same level of feeling inadequate as I am right now with $1 million, with everything that they desire, because I'm one that literally have everything that I desire. Simply put, 2 years ago, I was Googling and manifesting this lifestyle that I'm living currently. And I still feel inadequate because I know that there's other levels and dimensions within my journey that I can tap into and grow into. And as a human that love to say that I don't want to experience being a human again, my job is to really tap into those things, is really to understand those things. And I feel like when I get back to God and God see all the things that I was able to grow through, God would be so proud, because through everything that I develop and everything that I expand into, I will always keep the purity of making sure that I will never give out an energy that I wouldn't want to receive to anybody. I look at everyone as if they have the same potential, just a different version of expressing themselves always. And it's not about being able to express myself better than a person. If someone can sit there and develop themselves successfully and grow into the person that they want to be for themselves, even with backlash, even with people not understanding, even with people trying to tell you not to do it for whatever reason, and you doing it and bypassing fear, trusting in faith, trusting in everything that you want to develop into, those energies is what's going to allow you to unfold into what is your purpose. Only through those ways and regions of growing and trusting and being confident in your journey will you be able to tap into true success. So I just want to say, like, the biggest fear, and I feel like why a lot of people are hesitant in being successful, even though everyone deserves a form of success, or a form of bliss and relief in what you manifested. Although so many people have that, it's not a lot of people that's able to sit in the energy that I am, to be able to confidently express every day and not really care about people putting this together. I know there's people online that can chop and screw, and if nothing else, confidently, everything that I stand for has been adamantly described, adamantly expressed. And sometimes that could be overlooked with people that's just looking at the fine details and things. But because of these cards, I always remain true. Because of my ability to communicate, I will always remain expressive. And because of my upcoming, I will always have a strong story and something, not necessarily to prove, but to show to the world, because it's a lot of people like me that don't feel like they could do it, that don't feel like they could achieve what they want as a human, when you could. What are you letting hold you back? Your environment, the people around you that's laughing at you. Bro, people used to clown me. People still think I'm stupid. People still think I'm stupid within my head. Like, literally, listen. This stuff is divinely orchestrated by God, the Most High, light source. The same source that allow you to go and sin. The same source that when you pray and you say, give me another chance, that source that alleviates you. When you say, God, please give me the strength, give you that power and that confidence to achieve what you want. That is the light source that's motivating me to believe in what I want, to express in the way that I want. My bloodline and things that was orchestrated and rooted in me has been going on since the beginning of time. I chose the bloodline that I'm in. And I truly believe that if I went and I did not develop myself as much as God allowed me to be a Sagittarius with Aquarius energy, or just having a Scorpio North Node, if God see that I didn't explore all these depths and taboos that people think is, oh, you shouldn't do it. Oh my God, you shouldn't do it. You could lose your life. man, those that just ties back around to the journey to being successful and being able to fail. I actually remember how it felt to die or separate my body, like my soul from my physical vessel. I felt that before. And when you feel that type of stuff, you will never forget. But one thing I would say about that is that was one of the most blissful moments in my life. In a particular moment of my soul separating from my body. So, not saying people haven't had near death experiences, but when I had that and I go to a hospital literally 3 hours later and they tell me nothing is wrong, what does that do to your subconscious? What does that do to what you have to prove in this world? What does that make me? What does that make me? That makes me a person that is a revolutionary. That makes me a person that no matter what nobody tell me, I know. Because nobody could have told me what I experienced. Nobody knows what I experienced in that moment when my soul was leaving my body. But one thing I remember the most about that time was that I felt like there was so much more that I could have expressed. There was so much more that I could have done. Even if it's just something as simple as this, I felt like it would have been so many people that didn't know all the energies that was in me. And even now, I don't feel the need to necessarily show all my cards, but I definitely remember that that was one of the reasons why I'm here, is to show exactly this process of development. Nobody would sit there and be talking for 16 minutes about the fact that it hurts to have to kind of like separate from comfortability or things that you was born and rooted in to go and then chase what it is that you desire that some people may not ever understand. But don't second guess how that journey looks. Don't second guess the all the little steps or all the little places that you have to go in the meantime, all the little milestones and things that pop up to show you you. Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna read into these cards, but we have progress on the path again, which was on the bottom. And then we have honor of the ancient king. We have remedy of the grandmothers. We have hopeful heart, see her sign. Early morning energy, she who rides the owl brings justice. Oh, like the owl is riding her, like holding on to her for a ride. And it's kin of the red heart tribe. They all just flipped over and like flew over there on that side, but there will be a time and period where I would transform out of these cards. We just had this one flip over. I haven't looked at it yet. There will be a time when I flip out of these cards, and even when I do, I want to be remembered for someone that could look at symbols anywhere, because this is just one physical way and tool to express just how much signs and synchronicities I see in the present day, whether it be through what people say, whether it be through what I do or what happens to me, even if it just be me hitting my toe or tripping over something or choking on something. Like, those are significant symbols to me, and this is just one of the signs that I'm always want to recall me tapping into this. And the only reason why I'm proud of this is because it's taboo. And that's why I know it's something that I should be doing in my North Node Scorpio. Tapping into this element is a reason why God allowed me to have these expensive ass cards to just easily accessible to me. And give thanks for that. Give thanks to whatever happened in the process and the journey to make me have this, because it might have been imperfect. It all has its impurities, but what it comes into and how you express that is what brings the success. And the success of me being confident in whatever I manifest, however that looks. So we're gonna go ahead with this card and just look into the divine might foretold. I think that I pulled this card before, but one day I remember what all these cards mean. One day I won't be doing this on camera, but when that one day comes, to whoever see these videos, even if it's 2 years from now, 3 years from now, remember that you can use all these sources, even if it's just the internet, to understand what is in you. And when you see somebody else for guidance, don't take that and then try to be exactly that. That is wrong. I know successful people be like, oh, when they have to, if this person is doing this, you follow their guidelines and that's the route to success. That's the route to being sold the fuck out. I see so many people on YouTube, they have videos of other people's videos, or they referencing other people's lives, or they referencing things outside of them, and the whole time you don't even know that person's name. That's sold the fuck out, and you don't even gotta check. You know, allowing circumstances to make you, like I saw this girl that was doing SMMR or whatever that shit called, and she like cooking hella food, bruh. And now her video, she only show her upper neck, and she sacrificing herself, posting videos, multiple videos in a week, killing herself, sold out for people to sit there and watch her just because she getting views off that. I would never give a fuck about no views. I would never give a fuck about no check, because you know why? God been making sure that money come. Even when people owe me money and they don't give me my money, God made sure that the money that I need and the opportunities that I need don't miss me. Even when people wanted to count me out, that's the power that I don't care what nobody say. Nobody has endured the things that I've endured, right? To be sitting here still cute and pretty and smiling and creative and willing to explore and express in so many routes. People want to shut me up for years. People have been trying to shut me up, making me feel in my consciousness that my purpose in whatever aspect is expressing on this age of Aquarius that is faulty. And I know that's not the truth. They'll rather see people sitting there eating shit, or talking about some goddamn gossip, talking about some shit that they don't know for fact. Everything that I spill out my mouth is what I know for fact. Everything that I experience in my life, I take advantage of and I use to my fucking advantage. Even if I'm allowing someone to use me or allowing a circumstance to use me, that's still to my advantage. I'm always growing. I'm always taking something from it. It's never a regret. It's never a loss. And everything that I do is true as fuck. This is shit that I'm going to still be talking about when I'm 30 and 40 and 50. I'm going to be looking at these videos like, yeah, I was talking that shit. Damn, yeah, I was talking that shit 22 minutes in, but I was definitely doing what a lot of people are fearful to do. And that's not wrong. We need more people expressing themselves so that when people express themselves, they can know that that's the truth versus what is the faulty. That's what Age of Aquarius is about. So, just read this and then tie it out. We have the divine might foretold. You know what is correct. You understand that any gain which comes from denying your values and compromising yourself creates loss of soul. There are times when you may seem as though people who act without integrity are attaining benefits without negative repercussions. Life can seem unfair if you limit yourself to strictly a human perspective, yet nothing escapes the intention of the spiritual world. Restorative action and balancing fairness is always an action at a higher level, according to divine timing and wisdom. Stay true to your integrity. Put your faith in divine justice, and you will win in a way that brings benefit to many. And that's what it's about. Everything that I do, when I'm on YouTube, when I'm at home, when I'm at work, when I'm on the street, I know it's beyond me. I know that I'm doing it for people that don't have the courage to explore yet. I just started exploring 4 or 5 years ago. Just started exploring myself. And through that, nobody can check me, bruh. Life is my bitch. Life is my bitch. Everything around me is something that is allowed in my space because of all my bloodlines and my ancestors and just what I see and what I would represent now. I'm not afraid to be like, nah, I ain't fucking with it. Nah, actually, you tripping. To anybody. To anybody. And that's why God chose me. And that's why God respect me and I respect God. And I will always abide by the rules of love. That's it. So I'm happy that this card came out, and this was the card that I knew to read, even though, you know, I didn't necessarily understand. It said exactly what I needed to express. And sometimes that's why I need the cards. Sometimes these cards get a little scary because I'm like, damn, the energy is stuff that I don't necessarily ask for. But man, one of my longest videos, early morning, this is one of my first videos, just waking up and recording, because I know it's purposeful, and it's for y'all. So I love y'all. I see y'all tomorrow. Peace.